What if Gutenberg had not invented the printing press? Imagine a dimly lit chamber, where the air is thick with the scent of wax candles. A lone scholar leans over a fragile parchment, painstakingly copying the words with a quill. Hours, days, even months pass before the finished work is complete, a single precious copy. This was the norm before the genius of Johannes Gutenberg altered the course of history. But what if that invention, the printing press, had never come to be? How different would our world look? How would the Renaissance, the Reformation, and even modern civilization have been shaped without the ability to rapidly reproduce and share information? Today, we're venturing into this alternate timeline to explore the short and long-term impacts of Gutenberg's absence. Get ready to dive deep into this fascinating what-if, and don't forget to share your thoughts as we unravel this historical enigma. Johannes Gutenberg's printing press, invented around 1440, was not just a machine. It became the backbone of one of humanity's greatest revolutions. Before the press, books were laboriously handwritten, often by monks, and this ensured that only the wealthiest elites could afford them. Knowledge was a privilege, tightly locked in the hands of the few. Gutenberg changed everything. By mastering movable type, he enabled the mass production of books. Knowledge and ideas were no longer shackled to the slow process of hand copying. Education, art, religion, and science began weaving their threads into the fabric of everyday life for the wider populace. But what if this crucial invention never existed? What if Gutenberg hadn't solved the puzzle of mass communication in the 15th century? In the short term, the absence of the printing press would have trapped knowledge in an ivory tower, accessible only to the rich and powerful. Books and documents, still created by hand, would remain prohibitively expensive and time-consuming to make. Schools and universities, while already exclusive institutions, would struggle to increase literacy and spread innovative ideas due to the sheer lack of resources. Technological progress could have stalled. Consider the scientific collaboration that began during the Renaissance. Would early scientists and inventors have been able to share blueprints, calculations, and theories across Europe? Unlikely. Imagine figures like Copernicus or Galileo struggling to create awareness for their groundbreaking research, relying solely on handwritten copies circulated in small academic circles. This would have slowed the pace of discovery, perhaps postponing the arrival of the scientific revolution altogether. More than that, art, literature, and music might have failed to reach the cultural heights we associate with the Renaissance. Can you envision Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo achieving global recognition if their works could not be widely reproduced or studied? The Renaissance, often seen as a rebirth of culture, ideas, and human potential, would have likely emerged as a shadow of its true self. As ideas struggled to make their way from one corner of Europe to another, much of the progress we associate with this era could have been muted or delayed. Would Shakespeare's plays have reached an audience beyond the courtyards of England? Would Machiavelli's political philosophy have influenced fledgling leaders across Europe? With no printing press, these monumental contributions may have remained in obscurity, if they were even written at all. Creative genius thrives on collaboration and critique, but without the means to share their ideas, such collaborations could have been stifled. The conduit of communication that shaped the Renaissance would have been clogged, leaving us with a vastly different cultural and intellectual landscape. Among the most profound impacts of Gutenberg's press was its role in the Protestant Reformation. In 1517, Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to the church door, igniting a revolutionary movement that reshaped Christianity forever. But it wasn't the nailing of the document that sparked the Reformation, it was the printing. Within weeks, Luther's theses were spread across Germany and beyond. The fire of reform caught, leading to debates, theological shifts, and the birth of Protestantism. In a Gutenberg-less world, this entire movement may have been stifled. Religious reform might have been confined to a small, localized rebellion. The dominance of the Catholic Church may have persisted unchallenged for much longer, with dissent smothered or isolated without access to mass communication. We may never have witnessed the ideological ripples that Martin Luther and other reformers created, ripples that influenced not just religion but politics, individual rights, and ultimately the very concept of freedom. Without Gutenberg's press, the long-term consequences extend far beyond the Renaissance and Reformation. Entire eras of progress could have lagged behind their timelines or occurred in completely different forms. The Enlightenment, for instance, depended on the free exchange of ideas. Voltaire, Rousseau, and Kant crafted and shared their philosophies thanks to printed books and pamphlets, tools that made their way into the hands of thinkers and everyday citizens. Without this accessible pool of information, could movements for democracy, freedom, and scientific reasoning have evolved as quickly, or even at all? Technological advancements could have faced significant delays. Scientific journals, blueprints for machinery, and the preservation of experiments all relied on mass communication. Would the engine of human innovation have sputtered without the ability to document and share breakthroughs widely, quickly, and efficiently? Even today's digital age might have taken an entirely different course. The printing press is often considered the ancestor of the Internet, a tool for distributing information far and wide. Could this modern communication revolution have flourished if the precedent for knowledge dissemination hadn't been set centuries earlier? Wars and politics, too, would have been reshaped in a world without the printing press. Revolutionary ideas, whether penned by Thomas Paine or Karl Marx, spread faster than armies could march, often inciting action among the masses. If the common man couldn't access these ideas, would revolutions like the American and French have emerged as they did? The connection between the press and democracy is undeniable. The concept of holding leaders accountable through information would have been alien in a world where the masses remained uninformed. The idea of free speech and a free press may have taken centuries longer to materialize, fundamentally altering the trajectory of governments worldwide. As we reflect on this alternate history, we can't help but draw parallels to our modern digital world. The Internet, like the printing press, democratized knowledge and gave voice to those once left unheard. Without Gutenberg's precedent, would humanity have been as eager or technologically ready to embrace something as transformative as the Internet? This thought experiment also forces us to reconsider the tools we use to share knowledge today. Are we using these platforms to unite and educate, as Gutenberg's press did, or to divide and misinform? Now it's over to you, history enthusiasts, thinkers, dreamers. What do you think the world would look like without Gutenberg's game-changing invention? Would another visionary have invented an alternative? Or would humanity have suffered centuries of intellectual stagnation without a printing revolution? Let us know your take in the comments below. Was there a period of history you think would have been particularly devastated by the absence of the printing press? Which significant events might have played out differently? If you found this video thought-provoking, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating journeys into history's great what-ifs. Your support helps us continue to ask the big questions and delve into the moments that shaped humanity. Finally, keep the conversation alive. Share this video with friends and family who enjoy exploring alternate histories as much as you. Let's imagine, learn, and discuss together. Who knows? The next great revolution of ideas might start right here with you.